Eugene Mustafa, 15 years old, living in Syria, when eventually it got too dangerous to stay. And her family said, we have to go, or you have to go. And they'd stayed for so long, this young woman had not had a lot of experience of going to school or doing anything like that because she'd been born with cerebral palsy. And her family couldn't afford to send her to school, and they lived on the 5th floor of a place with no elevator. And so she spent most of her life in their little apartment, but they had cable. And so she had learned English by watching her favorite show, Days of Our Lives. And she had learned all sorts of other interesting things because she loved to watch documentaries and National Geographic and all of those things. And so she actually knew quite a lot of things. And so the problem was, of course, how do you get out of Syria when you're in a wheelchair? Well, your big sister pushes you. That's how. And they traveled 3,500 miles, which is, if you want to know about the distance between here and Kansas City, kind of a long ways. And they made it all the way to Germany, where they had a brother who lived, and now she goes to a school, and she's getting to have a formal education, and she's having a wonderful time, and she's become quite an internet, people know about her. It's pretty great. She has a book out, and this is what she wrote. I never gave up hope. God didn't create me to be miserable. I want to find happiness in the little things I have and others to be happy. No matter how bad and dark the situation seems, nothing lasts forever, even war. I'm going to try and make people believe in a better tomorrow. So there's lots of really wonderful things about her story, obviously, that she managed. There's a video of her being picked up off the boat that she's just arrived in Greece. And she's laughing and having she's in this place of joy. But today the theme is also about love, not fluffy love, the kind that we often celebrate in our upcoming fake holiday of Valentine's Day. It's really Bill's birthday, not Valentine's Day. Just so you know. But that energy of the universe kind of love. Because to me, another very important part of the story, even maybe more important than Eugene's good attitude, was her sister, who pushed her in a wheelchair because they needed to go. In Matthew, it's written that some of the Sadducees or somebody was asking Jesus a question. He said, "Teacher, which commandment in the law is the greatest?" And he said to him, "You should love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the greatest and first commandment. And a second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets." There it is. That's all. Okay, we're done. Because that kind of love, to really let that be the focus of your life and of your interactions in your world, I believe that's how we heal the world. I believe that's how we change the world for good. I believe that's the core of it all. You may have heard of agape love. This is what C.S. Lewis, how he described it. Agape love is the highest love known to humanity, a selfless love that is passionately committed to the well-being of others. And so I don't think I'm the first one to say it, but this is like my theme right now, is the idea of fierce love. Not fierce as in scary monster fierce, but as in mama bear fierce. As in we believe so passionately that we all deserve to have our needs met. All of us deserve to have our basic needs met and our higher needs met. That we will stand passionately, even doing things that are sometimes uncomfortable to us, because we believe that so much. Fierce love. Mama bear love. Right? Charles Fillmore wrote in the Daily, not the Daily Word. This is the Daily Word. This is the Revealing Word. Just in case you weren't clear, now you know. He wrote, love is the pure essence of being with a capital B, the pure essence of being that binds together the whole human family. Of all the attributes of God, love is undoubtedly the most beautiful. In divine mind, love is the power that joins and binds in divine harmony the universe and everything in it, the great harmonizing principle known to mankind. I know, I've said that quote before. I'm going to say it again. It's like one of the best, I think, because it's, if we were to put it in modern terms, love is the super glue of the universe. It's what sticks us all together. And when we remember that we're all stuck together, then we realize we have to take care of each other, right? And that there's nothing really between us that's different. That agape love. So as things often do, I got here this morning and I flipped the Daily Word over and I was like, live boldly. What a great, I'm like, I love when a plan comes together. And I was like, what a great theme for this idea of how do we step beyond just taking care of our little circle here and saying, wow, there's things to be done in this world. How do I stand up and do those things? It's not yours to do everything, that's for sure. Because you can't do everything well if you try to do everything. But you can do some things well, right? And so we fall back into our spiritual principle. We always come back to the idea that we come back to prayer and meditation as the foundation of everything that we do, right? And once we take that time, we say, I see that there's this injustice that I see happening in the world. What is mine to do about it? That's what we can do in our prayer time. I see that there's this thing happening in the world that doesn't work for me because I realize that someone is not getting their needs met. Someone's not getting the care that they deserve. So we take our time in prayer. We do that. And then we do that with that open heart of love. Agape love. And we know we're committed to the well-being of others. I'm committed to the well-being of others. Hello, I'm a minister. And I know all of you, and I know that that's true for you as well. You know that quote from Mother Teresa, not all of us can do great things, but we can all do small things with great love. And so the question is how can we be even more fierce with our small things? Is there one little more step that we could take? Is there a little bit further? Instead of calling it outside of our comfort zone, we call it the growing zone. That was a term I heard at the youth conference. Like, how could we step into our growing zone and be more of that love, to show up more in that way? And I don't know what the answer is for all of you because I continue to ask that question for myself. I'm the only one who I can be responsible for in that way. I'm just going to invite you into your own growing zone, whatever that might be. It's okay, and it's safe in the growing zone because we have our tools of meditation. We have our tools of releasing that doesn't work, what doesn't work, right? So that, if we can release which doesn't work, the growing zone is a lot easier place to be, I'll tell you. Because a lot of what makes the growing zone scary is holding on to old beliefs about what we can and can't do, right? Yeah. So we step into the growing zone and we say, okay, how could I stand up more for and act more for the people who I see need care, for the earth that I see that needs care? Whatever it is. And we all have those different things that we're passionate about. You know, Jean that I talked about, her passion is to make sure that people understand that these are people, not numbers. She knows what her mission already is, you know. That's pretty great. At 18, way to go. But we all have those things that make you, put you on the edge of tears. That's your thing. That's your growing edge thing. Because that's where your passion will be. That's your mama bear thing, right? You get that feeling and you're like, something must be done. What is mine to do? Go into prayer. Take that action. Because love can be like cherubs and hearts and, you know, all of that. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. But we can go take it more because we understand that love is the thing that binds us together, the super glue of the universe. And we can be activators of that stickiness and bring us together and be stronger together. So we want to live boldly, as the Daily Word said. I've never been accused of having too much enthusiasm. I'm kidding, totally have. But it said, perhaps I've been concerned that living with too much enthusiasm might threaten whatever degree of spiritual awareness I have achieved. And I get that, right? That's a really powerful statement because some people sometimes they go off on the big passionate, like, this is what I'm going to do, and they do lose their center. It happens. So that's why first we pray or meditate, and then we act. And then we meditate, and then we act. Every day we meditate, and then we act. And that's how we keep our enthusiasm, our passion, our love for the world, and all those who are in it. And we stay centered, because if we stay centered, we have all the power we need to do all the things that are ours to do. And that's how love will heal the world, through y'all.